Hey everybody. So I just wanted to stop in to provide basically a lesson that I learned as well as a lesson that could help others, right, along the journey and their way. So years ago, I was working as a security officer, global security for General Motors. And when I was working there, I also started a company, working for a company, and I started as a financial professional. I became licensed in about 5 states, and I built a nice roster of other financial professionals, and we were working together. It was a great experience. I learned so much from that experience in my life and that organization. Met wonderful people, etc. Right? So I said that to say this. During the process of these events, I had applied to receive a policy. And then when the gentleman came to take my blood work, and you know how they do the urine sample and everything, and I put on there that I was taking Primatene, right? Now, a lot of people know, because I was in pharmacy, Primatene is something that people use if you have asthma. And then it also has the ephedrine in it. So there are different people that use it for street drugs as well. They use it for meth and different things like that, right? So that's why it's behind the counter. You have to get it with a driver's license, right? So I used to take that, and when I was in the process of applying for my application for the insurance, the gentleman asked me, "So you take Primatene?" He said, "You have asthma?" And I said, "No," right? So he put it down on there saying that I don't have asthma, and I was taking the Primatene. So then I believe that certain individuals thought that I was doing drugs because I was taking Primatene. Now let me explain to you why I was taking the Primatene. So when you look at me, I'm an individual that is not very skinny. So I did want to lose some weight. So I learned by doing some research on YouTube that Primatene, which is ephedrine, can help boost your metabolism, meaning speed up your heart rate. And I know it's not a healthy thing to do, but it's something that I tried, okay? Because I wanted to lose some weight. So I was taking the Primatene. And individuals that saw that I was taking the Primatene thought that I was using it to make meth, like I was on the street drugs. But I actually was using it to boost my weight loss. And this is the type of thing that can happen. So it was word going around that the reason why I was no longer working security was because I didn't pass a drug test. No. Around this same time, the companies were switching. So it was Allied Universal, and it was it was another company. I forgot what the name of it was. But anyway, and I was in the process of eviction at the same time. I'm not afraid to say it. I love talking about my journey because it helped me learn, all right? And it's the reason that I am who I am today, because I learned what I needed to learn. And we're still in the process of learning. All right. So while I was in the process of eviction, I was like, I got to get out of here because I have to figure this out. I have 3 children, and I had to make sure that I had a place for them to stay and stuff, right? So I was like, I just got to go. I got to leave the job. And I also was in the process of getting out of a relationship, and that was hard for me at that time. So I was like, I got to leave here because I cannot be around these individuals every day. I got to restart, reset, renew, right? So I went into praying, and I just left. I went on and I just quit the job so that I could be able to go within, pray, retrack, get myself back to where I needed to be. So all of this was taking place, and there were individuals that were saying she's on drugs, this and that. That's why she quit, and this, and that's why it's important to do your own research. You want to make sure that you know before you assume that somebody is on drugs or this situation. Maybe those individuals knew someone that did the same thing, like got that primatine and was using it to make, and they just automatically thought that that is the reason. See, that is why you have to realize that two individuals could take the same action, but be using that action for two different reasons, okay? So there's a person that could say the same scripture. I'm going to say it, okay? The same scripture. This is a good example. One person could be saying that scripture so they could help a person see how they can become free, okay? And another could be saying that scripture so they can make you see that you are not what you believe that you are, to tear you down instead of build you up. You see what I mean? So the intent behind the actions taken reveal truth. So that means that two people could have the same primatine, and one could be using it for the drug and the other could be using it for weight loss. You see what I'm saying? And I remember the guy asked me, so do you have asthma? And I was like, no. And he looked like, well, then why are you taking it? And the only other thing he could think of was meth. And I was a pharmacy technician, so I know that an individual could think that it was for meth. But I was like, I'm not about to tell him. It was an embarrassing thing. I'm not about to tell him, oh, I was just taking it to try to lose weight. So I just kept that information and not thinking that it would cause an issue. But it ended up being that the people thought that I was on drugs. And then it didn't help that I had some missing, teeth and situations going on with myself. But that's because when I was married, when I was raising my children, even prior to that, when I was younger, I wasn't taking care of my teeth. I didn't know my value, my worth. I wasn't focusing on the things of the flesh as wealth, okay? So therefore, I wasn't doing what I needed to do. I'm still in the process of getting to the point where I really get to where I need to be within the flesh, right? So anyway, it looked and appeared as though I was losing different things because of like street drug use or whatever. But no, it was because I wasn't taking care of myself. Okay? So it's just something to think about. You never want to assume. You want to be one that do your own research and go directly to the person to ask them questions, because you could have the wrong perception and information about an individual, and you start doing things to them or choosing different things because you didn't know the truth, So it's just something to think about. It's a lesson I learned, and maybe it could help someone else along the way, so we all can learn a lesson and move forward in peace. I love you guys, and continue to look up and live. Let's restore balance with our true life lessons. One day, one person, true story. That is a true life lesson. And when I say let's restore balance, what I mean is that those that have earned reward receive reward. And those that did not earn but stole should not receive reward. They should receive consequences for choices made, so that we all can grow. Continue to look up and live, everybody. Till next time. Take care.